G'day everyone, T-Nick back here again in OpenTTD with the DBXL set. Welcome back to Osnabrück. This town here. We watched one of our local trains heading into the depot there for a quick service before continuing on his way. Last time, obviously, we connected this section of the map up to Hamburg with some proper electric trains, and we've got a bit of a mix of rolling stock. As you can see here, we got some reused 110s with long distance passenger cars, and obviously the 140s with their local cars. But now what I want to do is I want to connect up Wolfsbad to Osnabrück directly, and then go on down to Bad Sascha to the station down there. And that's simply just because we need to have a proper connection going, so that people from this part of the world don't have to go back to Wolfsbad to change to go all the way down there, and vice versa. So I'm thinking we can pretty much use the existing track for most of it. Obviously, we want to have a junction on this side of the station here to avoid the stopping trains sort of getting in the way. But otherwise, we can just sort of skip around here and then use the existing junction up there. So that's going to be a little bit tricky to build because we are going to be coming in on this side. So I'm not 100% sure. The best way to do it probably to branch off here. I imagine we can just get a sneaky little junction in here without being too messy. So we'll go ahead and get rid of these signals here and that signal there. And for some reason there was a signal there. I don't know why that was there. It didn't seem to have any sort of logical placement. And do we want to do it like this? I'm going to say we do. I mean, it's not perfect, but I mean, we could have a flyover junction, I guess. So if we drag this back out here, no, we want to scooch it down a bit. So we'll put a track in here, and then we'll put a bit of track in here. Drop this down like this. Drop this down on this side. Yes, because that road's got nowhere to go anyway. Yeah, we can go ahead and put a flying junction in here so that we don't have any conflicts, which is arguably better given, we really don't want these long distance trains to be interrupted because that will hurt their bottom line. So yeah, I guess we could go with this, although it doesn't look as pretty as a more straightforward junction. And I forgot to turn the sound off on that notification, so that was a fun noise that just happened. We can just ignore that and get on with our lives. Now we need to we need to run down in parallel with the track we already have. So we've probably gone and built a bit too much here. But we can put a corner in here. No, you just got rid of that. Don't rebuild it. And then we'll come down here to our river crossing, where we're going to have a nice 4-track bridge going on. But obviously these ones we will build as concrete because high-speed trains need a high-speed bridge. And the best high-speed bridge is concrete. If you're not Australian, you won't get that reference, and that's A-OK. So run a corner in there. Obviously there is going to be a bit of a depot in the way, which is a tiny problem, but we can work around it. We'll just have to have a little squidgy corner in here, which will slow the trains down, but they're either taking off or stopping at a station anyway, so it's probably not that big of a deal. So when we go through, whack some signals down here. We probably don't need as many because we won't have as many trains running on this line, but I'll just keep the standard status quo going just in case we do try and shoehorn more trains on later and then, realise that we really didn't build enough signals, did we? Because, that does sound like something I would do. It's something that we've done in the past repeatedly, such as leaving some lines single track when we probably should have double tracked them a long time ago before shoehorning extra trains on, and you get the point. Now this farm over here is kind of rubbish, so it doesn't matter if the line doesn't go via the farm. I'm still thinking we take the coastal route, even though it is slightly longer, just because we'll have to sort of double track a bit to get up and over the mountains here, and who doesn't like a good coastal railway line? So we'll run the track out this side, and we will sort of go past the farm, but of course the farm's going to get in the way. Why wouldn't it? Farm's a jerk. Maybe we'll go over the mountains because it is a more direct route, and we are building electric trains, so I guess we don't have too much to worry about in terms of loss of acceleration when going uphill. So yeah, let's have a crack and go over the mountains. Why not? We picked the highest part of the mountain to go over, so good work us. Maybe it'd be better to build up from the south because, that way we can see where we need to finish up. So again, I want to put a flying junction in here. I want to actually make it so I can put a tunnel in though. There we go. So then we'll come up like this. Do we want to quad track this right into the station? You know what? I kind of do. Let's just quad track it. because, yeah, we're using slower diesel trains on this line, and it's probably best if we don't... no, of course, we've botched this corner, haven't we? Good work, us. Yeah, we might have to bring you down like that just to avoid a nasty tight curve there. Obviously, we'll have to scooch this signal back a tile, get rid of the old one, and put the points in there, and then we'll have to electrify this whole yard and the station. And don't miss any platforms, because otherwise the trains will get narky. Now, the track coming out, we can have run down this side, and then obviously need a way to get back up here from the other platforms. That's fine. We'll run a bit of track down here as well, just to make sure that we can sort of minimize congestion in the yard. We'll need to raise a bit of land up here. That's not going to be cheap. No, it wasn't. Good stuff. Bring this new track down like this, and then again we'll ease the corner off here to help the trains maintain speed, and then we can just run in a dead straight line like that. That's fantastic. I do love a good nice straight bit of track. I accidentally closed that thing when I meant to click on the land to resize it. Whoops a daisy. Go ahead and whack a tunnel in there, bring this up here, and then we'll just bring it up into parallel with the existing line. Again, that little bump will slow the trains down, but no more than the tunnel already has. So we need to remember to put signals down here, otherwise we're going to look the fool. So we'll go ahead and whack them down next to the existing ones, and then we'll just drag and drop as we normally do, because that seems to work quite well. And then ditto for the outbound track over here. We'll go ahead and throw down a few signals there, and then just the old chestnut of dragging and dropping will continue, and they actually lined up right next to each other flawlessly. I can't take credit for that. That was just a fluke, but who am I kidding? I'm going to take credit for it anyway. That was all me. That was all planning. That was fantastic. So again, nice straight double shot up here, and now we've got to somehow conquer the mountains. Yeah, that's going to be fun. So if we head up this way, we're going to build it like the AI did back in the old days of Transport Tycoon, where they tried to build from either end and meet in the middle, and somehow they could build two directions at once, whereas we've got to sort of chop and change. So if I put just a big tunnel in there, what's that going to cost? 1.2 million, and that itself doesn't bother me. It's the fact that I can't put signals in this $1.2 million tunnel. That's more of a concern. I'm not sold on that idea. What if we come up a level? Put the tunnel in here. Okay, that's not much different. Okay, so what if we dig in here? Can we split the tunnel? No, we're going to have to dig down another level. Okay, so we're going to have to go up another level then. So if we bring this back, because again, want to have gentle gradients to avoid, slowing the trains down too much. So we come along like this, and then we're really going to have to get into the climbing. So we're going to come up again and come up again like that. That should be okay. Cut a bit of a hole there, and we should be able to tunnel through here. There. Oh, that should have dug down into the tunnel. I clearly did something wrong there, didn't I? Okay. Well, anyway, we've got our first tunnel in, and we've got plenty of room for signals down there. We'll do that in a minute. Now, where would this tunnel come out? Over there. Okay, that's not terribly convenient. How can we? Yeah, we might have to approach this mountain from a different angle. What if we bring you down like this, and then out here a bit? That's too much track. There's not enough track, and then there's too much track, and we clearly found too much track. So drop you through a tunnel here. Good. And then you can drop down a level. Excellent. And then come across a bit. Good. Drop down again, and then we'll just sort of squidge you over to line up with the existing track. And I mean, that's a mostly straight shot over the hills. I mean, we've got this little curve here, but the either side bits are pretty straightforward. Literally pretty straight track. So extend the signals up here, just as we were. Throw down a couple at the other end, and then again, just signal up either side of the tunnel. Very good. Drop another one in here and here. I'm sure that's an important message down the bottom, but well, it's gone now, so problem solved. Run some more signals down on this nice straight stretching here. Straight stretching. That's a thing that sounds dirty, but probably isn't. Run that track down like that. run that track, run those signals down, and then we just bodge a couple in there, and we've already done this section. So we are good to buy some trains. And this is probably the last major passenger link we're going to be building. I do have one more in mind where I want to try and link up Osnabrück with either Göttingen or Leiningen. Oh, Train 18's getting old. Well, I'm busy, so deal with it. But yes, it is time to roll out. Oh, okay, we'll scrap you. Time to roll out the BR103, which should be available. There it is. Good. Did that literally only just become available? Yes, well, that was just good timing. We built the line specially for it, but we didn't actually have it yet. So we'll go ahead and whack a couple of mail vans on you. And then, okay, so we've got the restaurant car built. That's fantastic. We've got our observation car. We'll go up to 5 tiles long. We'll max out this one. No, we don't want to use the orders of the train we just demolished. Just sold. But we do want to have a nice quick run here. So now you need to go straight to Osnabrück. I am going to put a waypoint on your orders just so you don't try and go via Miro. I don't think you would, but, you know, there's always a possibility. So we need to put it there. And we'll send you, instead of going straight to Osnabrück, go via Miro waypoint. Good. Then after hitting up Osnabrück, you'll come all the way down here to Brennermunde Bad Sasha, whatever that town's called. And then again, just make your way back again. Shouldn't need a waypoint for that. You should be able to figure it out, mostly because the other line is not electrified. Well, that's an awfully convenient coal mine. Might have to hook some trucks up there. Now again, we'll start with 2 trains, because these things are ridiculously expensive. And yeah, I mean, how much did that cost? Do we have a way of seeing how much it costs? So it's 5 million just for the train. So hang on, if we hold shift, yeah, 5.8 million per train set. So that's not cheap. So I sort of want to get these guys out there and get them to prove themselves before we go rolling out a few thousand of them. But that is one of the more iconic locos that people associate with Germany. And again, I believe they're still in service today. Maybe not. I think they were sort of demoted to local trains. Unfortunately, we can't do that in this game because you'll see if I try and add a local coach, no, it did protests. Because again, the tendency was people just wanted to use these engines to haul freight trains because they are the fastest and the most powerful engines available. So let's just go for a bit of a run, make sure he goes everywhere he should be. So far, he's probably running completely empty because no one knows that there's a direct service to Osnabrück. They're all expecting to go via Mirau, which kind of sounds like meow now that I think of it. So yeah, these corners here are slowing him down a bit. So we might, in the future, look to rejig this junction to make the main line the preferred route, and then the detour into Miro, the actual sort of junction. Boy, we put a lot of signals in here, didn't we? But anyone waiting at... No, okay. Well, there's one person waiting here who has no interest in catching this train. So, yeah, the only reason I'm going to put a station in Osnabrück is it was sort of on the way, and I figured, again, it would be less backtracking for all of these towns than having to go into Wolfsbad just to get to the south. And likewise, if you're coming from Lingen, you know, up to Osnabrück, you can now go via Bad Sasha, then having to come all the way up and around into Wolfsbad and back again, which is good, but it's not perfect. So there is one more connection I want to make at this stage. There are a few other connections we probably could make. Flensburg's growing quite nicely too, by the way. Just random observations there. Also, speaking of random observations, you've really embraced the side of the mountain, haven't you, Dransfield? I mean, good for you. Like, this guy's going to have a wacko view of the ocean and unpronounceable town number 7, but mostly the ocean thing I'd be quite happy with. But yeah, so I also want to have a connection, and I'm not sure if Osnabrück will let me. Appalling. No, they're not too happy with me. I wonder why. We might just have to hijack one of their back platforms. I do want to have a connection over to Göttingen, and they think we're excellent, so more power to us. So this will require a bit of a rejig of the station as we know it, and you'll see why momentarily. So I'm going to go ahead and put a footbridge in here. Unfortunately, this will mean... Oh, no, we've got electrification turned on. We'll just turn that off. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. It will mean we will have to demolish the existing station building, but it's okay because we'll build a new one, and we have fancy ones available. Ooh, let's build Alton. That looks nice and modern. There we go. Yeah, so now we can get rid of this bit of the platform here. And you're probably thinking, well, T-Nick, that had no net benefit whatsoever because you've still got a 5-tile station. Well, it does mean that it looks slightly prettier when I go ahead and attach a back platform to it, as I'm doing now, by putting the back platform in. No, I don't so much like it with the roofs. Actually, let's put the car park in. Have places for people to park their cars. There we go. So now we just want to have a little connection across to Osnabrück. And yeah, we'll just get rid of that there. Good. Is it Osnabrück we want to connect up with? Can we sneak through Eckermund? What do you think of us, by the way? What do you think of us? You think we're appalling as well. How about Miro? You probably think we're appalling as well. Yeah, okay, you guys all hate us, so fantastic. That's fine. We'll just connect up with Osnabrück, and if people don't like it, they can just change trains, you know? Because all we're doing is we're putting a nice little cross-country connection in here. We'll put a cute little train on, and that'll be all she wrote. I was going to have a separate platform here, but obviously we're not going to be able to build one because the town hates us and they want to see us suffer. So we'll just go ahead and connect it up the old-fashioned way using the existing platforms. And again, we don't have to worry about the electric trains getting lost because they won't be able to get down this line. Train 97, you're losing money again. That's a bit disturbing. But you just had a big payoff this year. Okay, so we don't have to worry about you too much. You sort of make a delivery every second year. That's fine. Now, how many people are we likely to have crossing over here? Because we're also... Wow, you've made the return trip pretty quick. Good for you. You'll start making money soon, hopefully. I was thinking we should go ahead and get sort of a little battery-powered fella going. But then I thought about it and thought, well, we are going to be having a lot of people coming up from Bad Sascha up here who want to get to Göttingen. So this might actually end up being quite popular. So I then thought maybe we'll put the V100 on with some local carriages. Train 14 is getting old. We should deal with that too. Look, we'll go with the battery-powered little fella to start with, but we will keep it open for expanding this train in the future if we need to, because, well, you know, it could turn out to be a very popular route. It could turn out to be a completely hopeless route, but, well, time will tell. So you should have no problems navigating between the stations. So off you go. Yeah, chugga chugga. And again, you'll probably run empty for the first couple of times. Eckermunde, Brivone. Well, at least people now know they want to go to Bad Sascha. That's all right. And a few people are opting to wait for the express to Wolfsbad instead of going on the all stations, which is nice. Do we really want you crossing over just to cross back again? I guess it doesn't really make much of a difference. Yeah, so we'll leave you be, and we'll come back and check up on you later. Now, we had a few trains that were getting old, apparently. Let's have a look at them. So, train 14, yeah, you're getting a bit past it, are you? Well, that's fantastic, because we just got a brand new diesel we can roll out. Well, it's not fantastic you're getting old. I mean, sorry to lose you. You've been a stalwart of the company for many years. And 18 and 19, what are you guys doing? Oh, yes, you're that iron ore mine that closed down and I did literally nothing about, so good work, mate. Yep, okay, you're going to break down. What about you, 19? You are still shipping iron ore. Oh, yes, I replaced the train that was here with another train, which is now itself life expired. So that went well. Given I don't think we have any spare trains sitting around, let's have a look. Easiest way to find that is profit last year. Reverse it, go past all the negative ones. Yeah, so we've got nothing sitting in a depot because its profit would be 0. So we'll go back to age there and sort that. Yeah, so we'll have to go ahead and buy a new train for this one. And given that this iron ore mine's actually doing quite well for itself, I'll knock that back for now, but that's actually perfect for what I want coming up. Yeah, we'll go ahead and buy a diesel for this one, and we'll buy a V160, because, yeah, that iron ore mine, not doing so bad. We'll go ahead and buy the gondola. Again, don't want to overload it. 4 tiles, that should be enough. Yeah, we don't want to overload, so... Yeah, 210 tons of iron ore, that's fine. And then we need to move the screen over here. Copy, actually don't share, sorry, stop sharing. Off you go, and then you, sir, will stop. You refitted for iron ore? You are, good stuff. Yes, excellent. So that should fix up train 19. Train 18 will get rid of itself. And train 14, yes, that's something we want to do something about. I said something too many times. Well, there goes Malchow iron ore mine. Oh, that was doing, okay, poorly. But, you know, the train was doing all right. Actually, no, the train was probably doing poorly as well. I think that was the one that kept losing money. But you know what? We'll keep things going just because these trucks here are actually bringing in a little bit of money themselves. So I'm wondering if we can't try and ramp operations up a little bit and try and coax this iron ore mine to produce more. This could go completely pear-shaped, by the way, but I'm hoping that we can keep this running. Train 83 can't find it. Have we seriously track locked ourselves somehow? How have we done this? Okay, where are you trying to go? You're trying to go in the correct direction. Okay, well, what's the blockage? You can't go because he's in the way. Okay, so I'm beginning to see the signal here is the problem. So why don't we put another signal there and get rid of this signal? There we go. Because now you can cross over. Yeah, so because you couldn't cross over, you've caused a queue back to the station. And because the platforms are all full, that's caused a queue out this way, which has blocked you from crossing over. Why can't you cross over now? Oh, we didn't put a path-based signal in there. That's your problem. Sorry. That's another TNIC signaling screw-up. Just add that to the checklist, whoever's keeping count of them. I'm sure someone is. So what do we have to do, like 20? Let's say 20. 20 is fine. But yes, replacing train 14. We really should do something about you. Now, we just got that fun V160 in, which is, again, a very fancy-looking passenger engine. So we'll just wait till you get to the depot. You're nearly there. We won't do a straight replace. So you, sir, headed for Worcester, and then how many passengers you got on? Yeah, they can all change. Just go straight to the depot. Yeah, I fixed you. You got a path now. It's fine. Yeah, I fixed it. How did you get there? Shouldn't you have come from here? Had you? Wait. Where? What? How did you? What? But you should have come in. What? That's a bit beyond me. Did I miss a bit of electrification on the hill? No, I couldn't have, because these guys are doing it. So, well, you've clipped. How do you not have a path to continue? You're all the way down here. Just get with the times, buddy. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I fixed everything. It's fine. Oh, God, look at the queue. Wow, we have a lot of trains running on this section. I mean, I'm both proud and embarrassed that we held up that many trains. But mostly proud because we got a lot of trains. But also embarrassed. But still proud. And embarrassed. Now, I kind of want the town to expand into this area because, annoyingly, this is the area where we're getting the most catchment from our station, and the stupid town's expanded out here. So I'm going to try and coax them down in this direction by building them some roads. Towns love roads, I think. And if they don't, well, they probably should. So why don't we put some road in here and see if we can coax a bit of growth out of this town. Hopefully they can do something. Ooh, new farm under construction. Again, arguably very convenient to the existing factory. Are we even transporting goods out of here? I don't think we are. No, because we've got these trucks set up. Is Udison accepting goods? No. Hamburg, would you accept goods? Probably. Okay, should do something about Hamburg. Train 19, we're getting rid of you. No, we're getting rid of you. Bye-bye. There you go. Off into the wild green yonder. Now, train, what's it called, should be in the depot by now. Hello. There he is. Hi, friend. We're going to go ahead and replace you with a V160. And, of course, you know, because you can't carry the Rheingold colour scheme, you're just going to go ahead and return your carriages to the old ones. So we'll go ahead and replace nominally the ones that were Rheingold with a couple of new cars there, and we'll send you on your way. We can't refit you to a fancy colour scheme, no. So there we go. No, I've just stopped him again. Off you go. No, don't go to Worcester. No, stuff that. No, turn around. You'll get lost if you try and go up there. It's fine. Yeah, so I mean, I think we had, what, two purple carriages on that train? So we've replaced 3 of them, let's say, because, you know, obviously otherwise they've turned green, which is kind of weird. But again, in keeping with the theme, we're reusing old carriages on our slightly newer engines because, again, that's what they did in real life. So that should be good to go there. Was that forest always there? That seems new. I think that's new. Now, what else did we want to do? How's Hamburg going? We do have a lot of passengers going via Hemmoor. Like a lot of passengers. Where are you all trying to go? A lot of you are actually just going to Hemmoor. So you're just sort of interchanging to go to Hemmoor. That's fair enough. I'm wondering if we wouldn't benefit from some sort of little shuttle train running back and forth. Because, you know, a lot of these people want to go to Buxtehude. I was going to say, if we had a lot of people coming down to Hamburg, then that'd be a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. But it's not, so we'll just leave it for now. We'll hope the passenger numbers balance out a bit. Now, you notice I knocked back a EMU probably about a month ago now. That is going to come in very handy for some of our suburban trains because that is a fast S-Bahn electric multiple unit, which is going to be really, really useful. So that'll probably let us push off some of the 140s to replace them with a faster train, and then the 140s we can go push out onto other lines. So for example, I'd probably look at electrifying up here to Flensburg because we've already electrified up to the iron ore siding. We may as well keep it going. And of course then we can replace the VTO8s in 15 years with those spare 140s. So might as well electrify now, just so we're ready for that to happen. In fact, we could probably use an increased capacity on this line. By the way, this is why I built the tunnels like this, because I wanted the town to expand over the top and sort of really encircle the station and make it look like it's part of a town. Now that line up there is not electrified, so we won't bother doing that. We will connect up like this, and then connect up down here, boom, and then just do the rest of the station like that. Good stuff. In fact, the VTO8s, we might as well replace them with the ET30s now. Where would we send them though? I mean, because these are perfectly good trains and we sort of have nowhere to send them. So no, we'll keep them going for now. I really do want to use the ET30 somewhere, but it does seem it's about to be superseded by the by that other EMU we sort of skipped out on. So, oh well. Oh, we missed a subsidy. That didn't really interest me too much. That's okay. Now, what else do we have to do? We've have to check in on our little battery operated number over here. How's he doing? There he is. Hello. You making some good coin? You're doing all right for yourself. You're not over capacity yet, or are you? You may be. How many people are waiting here to go to Osnabrück? 13. Okay, so you're not doing too bad. We can let you keep ticking along for a while. But speaking of battery trains, that has reminded me, we're overdue for an upgrade on this line. Also, there's a coal mine down here. Does that help me? There is a power station up here. You've piqued my interest, game. And we have some sort of multiple unit passenger tram that I don't really care about. Yes, okay, well, as part of this upgrade, we may as well go ahead and whack a coal train down. I realise that seems indelicate, but what the hell, we do what we want. We probably don't want a massive train for this, and we probably don't want to electrify it. Or do we? We could send the 140s down here, really, once they're superseded. Yeah, let's go ahead and electrify this as well while we're upgrading it, because this is a perfect line for the 140s to just toddle along at their own pace, and plus we can use them on coal as well, so uniform speed across the network. So we'll go ahead and put a balloon loop in as usual. If we're going to double track this, we probably want to start the double tracking already, and then obviously connect this up as well. So the double track will come down here and here, and then we'll want to convert this whole thing, make sure we don't miss anything, and then run that in that way. So how's that going to work? That's going to be fine. We can run the track up like that, and we'll finish that. No, don't remove it, convert it. We'll finish connecting that up a bit later. Train 112 can't find a path to continue. Why is that? Have I track locked something else? No, I think it's just congestion. We might have to look at quad tracking this area as well. Let's can we knock that down? We can, good. Let's go ahead and just take ownership of this land. I realize it's ironic. I wanted the town to expand and now I want to stop it expanding. But yeah, we might have to come back and quad track in here to have 2 tracks coming out that way and 2 out that way. But we'll finish off what we started first and see where we end up. So connect that up like that and converty everything else. So we can get rid of this. We will need to start the double tracking over there just so we can, just so we don't accidentally eliminate any signals that are going to confuse our trains. But yeah, go ahead and drag and drop a bunch of those in. Drop one in there and then drop one in there to stop him reversing. And then obviously he'll come down here to get back on the main line. And then he'll need to cross over because, yeah, we want to send him down the correct track. Good, signal there, that should be fine. We're not going to have a lot of traffic down here, at least not in the short term. So we should be right with a few. Oh, the 614 is available too. That actually would be perfect for this line as well, but we've already committed to electrification, so we'll follow through. We'll follow through with the wires, and I mean we're already connected up to wires up at Neening Doodly Doo Neusterlitz. Yep, close enough. I really need to learn these towns. we're only, what, 50 years into the game so far, and I still don't know what any of the towns are called. 614, excellent sort of mid to late game regional train to actually probably replace those battery units that we've got. We just put on that new line we started up before, the Gottringen to Osnabrück line. Hey, there you go. I remembered some towns. I'm not all bad. I mean, I'm pretty bad. I'm just not totally bad. Throw down another couple of signals there. And yeah, we need to get rid of this fella. And we need to get rid of these points here. And then throw down a few more on this section here. That should be fine. Make sure we are converting as we go to don't miss a trick there. Yeah, no, we've got too much track there. Oh god, we've got all these new vehicles coming thick and fast. Good, so run the track down like this and up here. And then how are we going to line this up? This should be fine to line up like this. Good stuff. Again, make sure we're converting everything as we go so we don't miss anything. Where are we going to have this branch off to the power station, by the way? Are you on the correct track? You are. Good. Yeah, I'm willy-nilly removing signals and bits of track and just sort of praying that we don't have a collision. And if we do, I guess I'll just call in sick and hide. You know, media inscrutable. Let's get rid of that. Drop these down here. Good stuff. And we can get rid of... Oh, you're stuck behind the bus, are you? I'm sorry. Get rid of that there and get rid of this signal and make them normal. So now all we've got to do is sneak around the corner here and then come up to the passing loop we've already got. We have more trains running on this line than I give myself credit for. We should have double tracked it a long time ago, no doubt, but just one of those things. Train 41, yeah, you're just going to have to deal, mate. I've looked, you're not track locked, you'll be fine. Get rid of that there as well. Good to see our trains using the new track already without any prompting, so yeah, that's going well. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to confuse you. Whoops, daisy. I've really upset everyone today, haven't I? Run some signals up there, run some signals up here. Yeah, keep this one going and get rid of that one. Good, so we just got to hop across the bridge now and we're home and hosed. No, too much track. There we go. We'll put in another viaduct just because, well, it matches then, and run this down. And we will obviously have to finish electrifying into the station, which is becoming quite busy. So yeah, we really, really need to do this. We probably needed to do it a decade ago, but again, put it off, didn't care, and now it's coming back to bite us. So a couple more signals in there, couple in there, and then obviously a one-way signal there. Train 40. Okay, maybe we have track locked something. So you can't go through, so you're blocking the junction. Oh, I see. You guys have track locked each other. Well done. Turn around and go to the depot. And that should untrack lock everything, hopefully. And then we'll need to find a solution for these log trains. Yeah. Future planning. It's very underrated. Something I really should pay more attention to. Okay, don't you go back out again until he clears. And then we'll probably have the same problem again with him. Yes. Okay, we'll come back and quad track that in a minute. I just want to finish up down the south of the map, and then we'll be good to go. So we've got the electrification set up. We need to finish electrifying up this way and double tracking as well. And then we can start replacing the BR140s with, you know, I think they're the 420, I want to say 420. I'm probably completely wrong, but yeah, when the 420 is released, we can replace the 140s with them and then send them down here for further duties. Oh, that lined up perfectly. I don't know if you noticed, we just replaced that signal with a normal signal without even trying. Again, would love to take credit for it. Probably shouldn't. Probably will anyway. That was all me. Good, so we should just connect this up nicely. Yeah, I know you can't find a path to continue. I've sorted it. It's okay. All is well. Connect that up and you should be able to head straight ahead once the track clears. Well, you don't get a choice now, do you? So pop a couple of signals in there. Again, make sure you're not missing out on any wires. And then, of course, we'll just wire up to the existing station, which itself already plumbed in for the existing express trains we've got running down there. So you're off and running. Good. We're not blocking anyone. We're going to put a few signals down here and here. And then we just got to signal up this straight stretch and we are donezo. So yeah, we'll wait a bit on the new trains, even though we need them, because yeah, we've got to race up to the north of the map and fix up this little issue at Wolf's Butt. Yeah, we just kept shoehorning more and more trains into this station. It was bound to happen sooner or later. So we are going to have to reclaim a bit of land from the ocean here, which is not going to be cheap. No, it was not cheap at all, but that's okay. We got away. Oh my God, look at the queue. Oh dear, it's come all the way back here. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We got this. So we're going to have to quad track in this way. Yes, so that's fine. Good. Now that signal there is going to get in the way, so we're going to have to move it. Now if I get rid of that, are you going to move? No, good. You're smart enough to stay still. Because obviously we're still going to have to maintain access to the depot because I've got 50 billion trains trying to service there. I know, train 81, we'll get you sorted. Yep, train 30, yep, you're actually moving. Stop being a martyr. God, I hope you have a clear path. You're not about to ram into something. Oh, good. Phew, save that one. Good, so set of points in there. And then we can just run this track down like this and like this. And then I guess we'll have to keep going one tile over. I'll tell you what, I'll put a temporary bit of track in here and get rid of this. And then we will start diverting our trains out that way so we can get rid of this and rejig this junction here. That's good. So yeah, if we can keep the trains moving, that's the most important thing we can do right now. So next thing to do, we're going to have to, how are we doing this? Yeah, we're going to have to keep this corner going. Yep, good. And then connect this up like that. Good, okay, so get rid of this temporary track. That's fine. Get rid of that bit of track there too. Good, okay. So this signal needs to go. Oh, good, you are moving, fantastic. And we'll get rid of this track here and turn that in there. And then that will be the new route in this direction. So we can now, which way are you? Oh, you're going up to Hamburg, so you're okay. We just need to get rid of this here. Good. Strip that out there as well. Get rid of this track here. And we should be good to go. That should improve things. I mean, we've still got the problem with the log trains potentially jamming the works up. So I need to do something about that. Train 17, you can sit on it. Now, what are we looking for? We're looking for another signal down here to fix this junction up here. Fantastic. And we probably want to shoehorn a couple in here just to keep the trains bunched up. But yes, we now have this problem where the log trains are coming through and they're effectively track locking each other. So how are we going to deal with that? You're actually producing a good amount of wood now, and so are you. I'm wondering if we don't actually move the log siding down here. Although that won't help, it'll still be coming through in both directions. I'm hoping, I just need a way so they're not crossing each other. What if we remove the buffers here and have the log trains come up and rejoin over here? Or even, actually, what if we row the log trains? That might help. Yes, okay, we'll row the log trains. So we'll bring them in here. We'll upgrade this to a path signal, and then once that once that train's out of the way, we can put a junction in here. When you're ready. Come on. Honk the horn, move. Yep, see, clear track, off you go, green signal, move, bip, bip. Fantastic, that's some good work there, train. And now we need to somehow get across the top here, so I'm going to be a bit cheeky. And this is probably going to upset a train somewhere, and we'll find out about it eventually when it gets lost. Good, so now we're going to need this track here. So again, I'll bulldoze this here and just pop a tunnel in. And we do that just so we can get a nice smooth curve here, because as we know, I'm a bit anal about those nice smooth curves. Good, drop that down there and get rid of the buffer stop because we're now rowing. So hopefully the log trains, which one are you? You're heading to north offwards. Well, bully for you. Hopefully the only empty log trains coming through here will now be going in this direction and have less chance of track locking themselves because there won't be as many. I don't know, my logic seemed sound when I built this bit of track, but I don't actually know if I've fixed anything yet. Are you the one that wants to go that way? Well, no, you're trying to go to the depot. Okay, well, I found a flaw in my plan. He wants to go to the depot, so he doesn't want to go that way. Oh, you do have another depot in your orders, so wait, twist string and train depot. Oh, you're not this train anyway. Okay, where's the log train that wants to go down there? Is it you? Wolf and Buttle Woods. Good. Okay. You then service at the depot. That's fine because you've come off the branch. and then you go straight to Luchow Woods. Okay, so you should be okay to use this new bit of track we've just built you. And if you don't, I'm going to be really pissy because we've replaced that signal with a one-way signal, and now you don't have a choice. So, you know, deal with it. We've got a signal there. Now we've got a signal there. In fact, we can actually put a second wood train on to support the existing one because that's a thing we can do. So, where's your depot? Which depot are you servicing at? Wolf and Butt Train Depot. Wolf and Butt Train Depot 2. Okay, so that's number 2 there. So we want to get rid of that from his orders because otherwise he'll get himself completely lost. And did we build a depot up here? We did. Okay, good. So instead, after you're empty, you can swing by there and have a quick service. And now we want to build you a supporting train. We didn't electrify the depot, we just electrified all the track around it. Go me. We're going to go ahead and buy you a 150 because, again, very heavy hauler. Let's just have a look. 445 kilonewtons as opposed to 322. You know, tractive effort of 6,000 horsepower, 4,000. Yeah. So look, the 140 could probably hack it, but I do not want these things sticking up on the hills. So go ahead and load him up with a nice big long stake train, and refit you to carry 570 ton of wood. It occurs to me we probably don't need this. How long do you live for? 36 or 38. Boom. There we go. Nailed it. Direct replacement. Off you go. This is a 10-tile station, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it looks close to 10. Off you go. Which means, obviously, you are now out of service because you're going to be getting old in a year or two anyway. So, everything according to plan, as usual. Everything is perfect and fine and awesome. So, the last thing I want to do today is replace all of these guys with the BR420, which has just been invented. We can get rid of these carriages. We're probably not going to need them for a while. So, how many of you are there? A lot. So again, the 110s we'll take back to the depot, and the 140s we will send all the way down to the bottom of the map, and then we can replace the battery powered units down there as appropriate. So if I could get, let's see, now the 420, one of the newer ones, literally it's just been invented, but it's also one of the newer locos in the set. Again, automatically when we add carriages, it will give us the more or less option. So we can go 1, it wants more. So we'll put a mail van on just to cheekily run some mail. Cool. So we can build a 3-car train. What if we want more carriages? Yeah, we can make a 6-car train. So again, add another passenger car, add another mail car, 6-car train. I think we can go to up to 9 with this one. 1, 2, 3. Yes, okay, and then it can plane. So the longest trains you can run here are 9-car trains, but we only want a 6-car train, so that's going to be absolutely fine. So we have 10 trains running. So we're going to go ahead and buy 10 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that wiped out about half our bank balance. So, you know, cool. Money well spent. This is why I try and reuse especially electric engines in this using this set, because otherwise, yeah, it gets a bit real. Okay, so you're going to go in and have a service. The new one's going to come in and start loading, and then when you've finished unloading, you are going to be scrapped. But yeah, so these guys will now start working their way back to the depot once they've finished their runs. Of course, you've just missed that order, so you're going to be running probably the longest out of all of them. Now, one thing I do notice, it's a tiny bit of a bug in the set, is we've hit 1974. So I'll just pause the game while I discuss this. In 1974, the colour scheme of the German railways changed. I don't know when in 1974, maybe it was January, maybe it wasn't. But they went with this really stylish blue and cream colour scheme for everything. The intercity trains and the Trans-Europe Express still have the red and cream, and of course there are none on screen at the moment, and there are none anywhere in the vicinity. So they continued for the intercity trains, which is why the 103 is still in the red and cream, and the local trains, you know, just stayed with these. And what happens is all of the existing trains keep their existing colour schemes. So you'll see this one here still maintains the green. The only one that doesn't is the 110, which automatically all of the engines repaint themselves. And I'm pretty sure that's a bug because overnight the entire of Germany did not repaint every 110 class and just leave everything else. So we're going to keep the old colour schemes around as long as possible, just because we really end up with a bit of a hodgepodge of colour schemes on our carriages and our trains, which looks really cool. And I think the V200 will be repainted eventually. It's delayed by a month or two. I think that might be another bug. The V160 obviously already in the new colours, So you can see we can add passenger cars on there, and we can't change the color scheme at all. But the V200, for some reason, the loco doesn't pick the color scheme up for another couple of months. Again, can't change the colors on the carriages. I think the 103 will still, I think it'll only let us build. Oh no, hang on. Yes, it'll only let us build the red and cream ones there. And the 110, again, same deal, except, oh no, we can't actually put that in the Trans-Europe Express livery either. Well, there you go. It's been a little while since I played, so there are gaps in my memory. But yeah, so what's going to happen now is we're going to bring all the 140s back into the depot, and we will redeploy them down in the south, eventually as they start going to the depot, and then we will retire these trains. And I was going to wrap it up, but it occurs to me I never actually connected up the power station. So which power station is more convenient? They're probably both much of a muchness. I guess this one's slightly further away, so we'll go with that one. We may as well... Where are we going to put the junction? Actually, no, we will go with this one just because the junction will be a little bit easier. So we'll just run a little bit of track out here, like that. We're only going to have the one train running, so it should be fine. And then we just drop a couple of signals down here to make it fully legit, and everything is hunky-dory. Run that up there. We'll just drop a tunnel in there just because I'm feeling a bit lazy, and I'm worried we're going to go way over time again because I just get a bit into it. So yes, connect up the station, fantastic. And we will row this one again, just in case we want to run more trains. See, I'm good at future planning for coal mines that we never run any more trains on, but when it comes to Wolf's Butt Station, don't bother. The 250's been invented. You know what, we'll take it, because I can use it on this line, and it's a good place to use it because it's out of the way. The 250 was one of the East German developed electric engines. I believe the design came from Russia, and it was used on the East German railways. There it is, the 250 there. Yeah, so it's a very Eastern European sort of design, very Russian heritage, and it was used by the East German railways, the East German version of the Deutsche Bahn, and it gets the job done, but it's not sort of something I use in the mainstream very often. They have been absorbed into the main fleet, obviously, after the reunification of Germany, so I like to have a couple in the old colour scheme running around just in case I want to use them in the future. You don't have ready access to a depot either. That's a bit inconvenient. I guess we'll just throw one down up at the power station rather, and you can just service there. That will be fine. Off you go. Now I put the row round backwards, didn't I? Yes, I did. Good work, me. So we'll have to go ahead and just flip these signals around a bit. So we want this to be the inbound signal, and then obviously that will be... No, that's back to front. That would normally be the inbound signal. See, I've done it backwards and it's confused me big time. There we go. Okay, so you've got to remember that row is back to front. But yeah, there goes the 250 off to go pick up some coal. And of course, he's very slow, so he's going to slow down all the passenger trains. Speaking of which, here's a couple now. So we may as well redeploy them before we cap the episode off. So stop sharing, delete orders, and we need to find a train. There's one. So copy, don't share, and send you on your way. And then of course, we've got a couple more we can send down. So the long distance carriages, I'll just send them down as well. Stop sharing, delete, and then share. We might not end up deploying all of them down here because I think 10 trains, or 8 trains rather, because we have the 2 110s, would be a bit overkill. But I will send down as many as possible. So that's a 110 there. You can see the loco's been repainted, but the cars are still green. 232, I believe that's another East German diesel. We'll knock that back for now. We don't really need that. 38, you were the one that was about to get old. Yeah, so we can scratch you off there. And yeah, that should bring us to the end today. So yeah, train 41 is bravely leading the charge down to the southern end of the map. This is yet another reason why I like having everything interconnected so that we can recycle trains like this. So he's taking a perfectly good 5-year-old train down to another part of the network, which is good because we've managed to halve our bank balance with the purchases of new trains. And speaking of new trains, can we find one of them? Hello? There he is. Okay, good. Well, that's a good way to wrap things up. Then we can actually see our new train in action. So, obviously the color scheme overrides, but we've cheekily got a couple of mail vans in there to keep the mail moving, because I haven't really had time to build a dedicated mail network yet. I'm not sure if we will, the way we're going. But yeah, so he'll step in and take over from the 140s and the 110s on this line, and that will be all wonderful. But look, next time, probably more expansion, probably more trains and road vehicles getting old we'll have to deal with. So plenty more open TTD, I did it again. Plenty more DBXL set to come. There we go, folks. I got it that time by cheating. So again, hope you're enjoying the series. Thanks for your company, and I'll see you all next week. Later days.